Hey cruisers, I'm Ash and my YouTube channel is Ash Knows Travel. If you haven't already and you're seeing this for the first time, go ahead and like and subscribe. I appreciate all the support. As a mom of six who took travel and turned it into a passion, I am here to support you guys and anything that is reciprocated. I definitely appreciate. So let's talk a little bit about my channel if you don't know. I go over everything travel. I am going to start teaching you guys tonight. We're going to talk about what you really need to know before you book your next cruise. Whether it's your first or your fifth, you need to know this information. All right. On top of that, I do in my other videos share information about travel advisor trainings. And if you're interested in becoming a travel advisor, it's there for you. But tonight, we're just talking about straight travel. So whether it's your first or fifth cruise, let's get into it. Because most people don't realize they're overpaying or missing out on perks just because they book it the wrong way. Let's fix that. Let's fix this tonight. Do not book your next cruise the wrong way. So we're going to go over a few different topics that is important when it comes to booking that next cruise. First one that we're going to talk about tonight is timing. Do not wait last minute to book a cruise. That cruise is selling out, and I can tell you right now, especially if it's in the summer season, the prices do not decline, they rise. That is just facts, okay? You can technically book a cruise. Most cruise lines post up to 24 months out. That's almost 2 years, right? I mean, it is, but it might not be exactly 2 years for them. It's roughly. And most cruise lines let you plan that far out. If you plan that far out, you might not get all of the perks right up front, but you will be able to put a deposit down, which shouldn't be more than $500, depending on how many people go, it goes up, right? So when you're doing this booking, something that should be really important, when it comes time and it gets closer to the cruise, make sure that there's no other deals going on. Us as travel advisors, we look out for stuff like that. So if I booked a client, like I have a client that's going in January, the whole family is going in January on a group cruise in the Royal Caribbean, I am looking for the deals. I am looking for the price drops every couple of months. That's what I do as a travel advisor for my client. And when I'm doing this, if I see something that my client didn't get, like onboard credit, best believe I'm calling Royal Caribbean. Well, now you guys have onboard credit, so run it to my client. Let's go, add it in, right? So make sure you pay attention to the time frame that you are booking it. Give yourself time to make the payments. You don't have to pay it all off at once, especially when you're booking with a travel advisor, right? I will tell you that all payments must be paid off 90 days before the ship sails. So be prepared for that, especially if you're booking it like within 30 days. Everything will be due upfront. Now, after you figured out when you want to go and when you want to book it, the next thing we need to talk about is ship versus the itinerary. There are so many different types of cruises that you can take in this world. I've even seen now where they have cruises without clothes. That's what I'm going to say. Cruises without clothes. I've seen that, and that kind of blew my mind. But depending on what kind of vibe that you are looking for or experience, that it's important to pick that cruise line. Don't go just for the destination because you will only be in that port for a few hours. You also need to consider the fact that you're going to be on that ship for 5 days, right? 6 days, 7 days. So really think about what kind of vibe you're going for. Don't go on an NCL cruise and expect to live it up and party. That is not what that cruise line does, right? Carnival, especially Carnival Conquest, that's one of the most ratchet cruise lines there, right? And also consider what you're paying for. If the cruise is very cheap, there's a reason for it. There's a reason. Either it's going to be a short itinerary, it's going to be a discounted cruise with some bad locations. It's probably something like, just their private island for the cruise line. And also consider what kind of experience when it comes to partying. If you have kids, make sure it's kid friendly. You know, if you're looking for an adults only scene, that's Virgin Voyages. So just really kind of consider that before picking your cruise. All right. Don't jump on the deal just because you see it. It's probably a deal for a reason. Cabin types. Next one up is cabin types. We need to talk about it. If this is your first time cruising and they don't have a deal on the balcony room, just get an interior. No, that's just my opinion. All right. If it might be a little controversy, you might not agree with me, but I've taken a lot of cruises in my time, and you don't spend any time in there except when you're sleeping. Now, when you're an experienced cruiser and you know exactly what you're going to do each day on the ship, you typically will plan yourself a little balcony time. Am I wrong? Let me know. I know I'm not, because I do it. I plan me a little bit of balcony time. I need to get my coffee and I need to relax. Now, I'm not even that old, but it's important to me, right? You don't know that in your first time. You don't know that. You want to get up and you want to go, and you want to go eat breakfast. And then after you go to the breakfast, you're going to want to, go see one of the shows, or you're going to want to go and get into your bathing suit, right? There's so many different things that you can do on there. And ironically, my first cruise I ever took was a Carnival cruise, and it was actually my honeymoon trip. And me and my husband loved playing the putt-putt golf on top of the Carnival ship. Why? I have no idea. I burned like crazy, but I absolutely love them. All right. So when it's a deal on the balcony room, get it. Always get the balcony room. If not, and it's your first time and you're just looking to experience a cruise, you're totally cool with doing interior. If you get seasick, then at least do an ocean view so you can see outside. All right. Next thing that we need to talk about that a lot of people don't know when they book cruises is what's not included. There's a lot of things that are not included. And if you're doing a promotion, you need to make sure that everything is included and everyone is included, because a lot of the promotions, especially on Princess, only include 2 people. So if you book a third one, they're not included. All right. So make sure you read the fine details. What's not typically included in a cruise? Internet. They will give you some type of packages that you can choose from. It normally doesn't work that well. Every time I've ever been on it, you might have better luck than me, but man, and I got an iPhone. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I got T-Mobile. Maybe that might be why. But regardless, it doesn't work that well. It's enough to communicate with people back home. Download Facebook Messenger, pick the basic package, continue on. All right. Drinks. Drink packages are typically not included unless you're on like Virgin Voyages, or if they have a promotion where you can get it like through MSC or Princess. So on most cruises, it's something you have to add. Consider how much you drink. If you are not a heavy drinker, don't waste your money, because that's exactly what you do. On average, drink packages cost anywhere between $70 to $90, and that equals to about 6 or 7 drinks. Those drinks don't include just alcohol. It can be coffee, it can be tea, anything like that. Now, tea is free, but you get what I'm saying, like the Long Island iced tea or the fancy Cokes, okay? A lot of people don't also know that you can bring your own bottle of wine and you can bring a case of soda on most cruise lines, right? I haven't found one that you can't, but you can. So look and see what you can bring before you go out. And maybe you're just a soda drinker. Don't pay $70 a day to drink soda, right? Couple last things. Gratuities. Gratuities come with every single ship. Every time you are booking a cruise, you will have to pay gratuities. You can pay it before, you can pay it during, but it better be paid by the time you get off, because they will bill you for it. And it is a required payment. There is a hack for that, and it's not always guaranteed, but if you are not interested in doing that, the only other way I've ever found that you can go around it is to go on the ship and tell them that you will pay it in cash, and then they will remove it off your bill, and then you will pay it out as you go. It doesn't always happen. It's not always a guarantee, but I have done it in the past. All right. Typically, though, you can't get out of gratuities. They're a requirement and they are due. And normally, they're about $200 or $300 every time, or like maybe roughly $100 per person, to break it down even more. All right. Lastly, excursions. A lot of people don't know this, but excursions are not included. And excursions are one of the best parts of the cruise sometimes, especially if you're an experienced cruiser. Book the excursions directly with the cruise line. Do not go outside of that, because there is no guaranteed that you will get back on time before the ship leaves. If it is booked through the cruise line, or even through your travel advisor, like we have our direct packages that we can offer to, Um, they know, all right, the ship is leaving. They know exactly. They're talking to the cruise line. That outside of that, if you find some random guy and you decide to go to a private beach, I did that on my first cruise. There is no guarantee that you can get back to them. All right. So make sure that you have the perfect plan for that. Plan your excursions before you go. Do not wait until you get on the ship because everything will be booked by then. They typically, from what I've known in the past, I book a lot of cruises, they typically will have a sale right before the cruise leaves, like maybe 60 days out. And they'll have a sale and they'll send you an email and tell you, hey, you can book these excursions at this percentage off. Look for those. All right. Now, lastly, the one I really want to talk to you about is booking direct versus booking with a travel advisor and why it matters. We do the exact same thing that you do on your own, except we take care of it for you. There's no extra charges. Whatever you're paying is what we're seeing as well. And a lot of times we can get you those exclusive perks that is not open to the public. For example, anybody that books a cruise with me automatically gets a trip upon return, whether that be a 7-day resort stay or even a 3-day hotel stay. They're getting a trip in return. That cruise line is not going to offer that to you. We also have a very extensive packaging for deposits if you need to book your hotels or something like that before, because you definitely don't ever want to arrive the same day that your ship leaves. That's too risky. You want to arrive the day before if you're flying in. So we can help you book through that. We also have a lot of exclusive perks like onboard credit that we can offer you guys. And you won't see that if you're booking direct. You just get whatever the website sees, as to where we can go around and make sure that you're getting the best cruise for the best deal and you're not just dropping, random dollars to go on the Margaritaville and expecting a Royal Caribbean cruise, right? So it is important that you book through a travel advisor, especially if you're looking to book. I would appreciate if you booked through me, right? Because we have knowledge like this. Because I can inform you what to exactly expect on your Royal Caribbean cruise. I can inform you on why I would pick Virgin Voyages over Royal Caribbean and stuff like that. And that insider knowledge and the ability to handle the booking and all you have to do is show up and cruise is probably one of the best parts of booking through a travel advisor. Now, just last month, I can say, I booked a group cruise, right? And they're leaving in January. And when I booked that with them, I was able to offer them $25 per a cabin. Now, that seems something small, but guess what Royal Caribbean was offering? Nothing. But I was able to offer that. And it adds up, right? Now, later on, I'm checking, and if they add and increase that onboard credit, I can go back in there and get it for them. So that's the kind of stuff that I can help with. So if you want help planning your next cruise, or if you just need someone to ask questions about, I am happy to chat. All right. Drop your cruise questions below or message me. So as well, if you like these types of cruise tips or just tips in travel in general, go ahead and make sure you hit the subscribe button and follow for more. And that's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching.